AITAH for not wanting my husband to bring his Xbox on our honeymoon. I am not OOP. The OOP is you, Oak Association 6917. Originally posted to our AITAH. AITAH for not wanting my husband to bring his Xbox on our honeymoon. And NBSP. Original post February 16, 2024. What the title says. My 28F husband, 31 meters, wants to bring the Xbox on our honeymoon. He stays up every night after I fall asleep playing video games. 1 week going to bed with me won't kill him. Our honeymoon will be on a lake, relaxing and just spending time together with a daily activity of 2. I don't think he should bring it because he can use it every day of the year. He told me to ask Reddit, so here I am. Edit: he only plays Xbox at night, after I already go to bed because we have different work schedules. It isn't an unhealthy amount of video game play. It doesn't bother me. I also like video games. This was more him just saying he thought about bringing it because I always fall asleep early. I'm going to try not to fall asleep so early, but I fall asleep easily. AITAH has no consensus bot. Based on the comments, OOP was NTA with few YTAs and NAHs. Relevant comments. Groundbreaking Wing 48 info. Why are you marrying someone who wants to spend his honeymoon with a machine and not with you? OOP: we're already married lol. He only plays Xbox at night, after I already go to bed because we have different work schedules. It isn't an unhealthy amount of video game play. I also like video games. This was more him just saying he thought about bringing it because I always fall asleep early. It isn't that serious. Imathro: are you already married? OOP: yes, we are. We've been together for 10 years. Married since September. Groundbreaking Wing 48: so if he's not going to play it when you're awake, and if you're not sure that the two of you have the same body clock as each other while on vacation, then why do you have a problem with him bringing whatever it is that he does while you're asleep and he's awake? OOP: I just don't feel it's necessary lol. I'm not really upset about it. Just think it's pretty silly to bring something. Set it up. If you may not even use it, I'd rather him come at least try to fall asleep with me instead of playing video games and struggling to fall asleep even later than he would. And NBSP. Update posted in the comments February 17, 2024. 1 day later. Alright everyone. Wow, a lot of people have very strong feelings about this. My husband and I spent quite some time laughing at some of these comments, so thank you for that. After consideration, he is allowed to bring the Xbox but can only play if I fall asleep before 1 a.m. For additional information, yes, we have been together 10 years, but only married for 6 months. We had to save additional money for the honeymoon before going. Yes, this is a honeymoon and not just clickbait. This was a genuine disagreement. Not every disagreement has to be so volatile like some people here seem to think. We both game, and I have no issue with his gaming. He plays 2 hours a night before going to bed. The only reason I'm not spending time gaming RN is because they haven't released the new Elder Scrolls, Fable, or Dragon Age games yet lol. I just didn't see why it was necessary to bring the Xbox. Seemed silly to me. But after reading comments about how my husband would sit in the dark for hours, I could see that happening and felt bad. Thus my decision. Thank you all for your passion on the subject. I respect your opinions and it helped us solve our disagreement. Relevant comments. RE 700 people on Reddit tend to see all interpersonal conflict as nuclear level. Redditors will tell you to get a divorce if you don't like the tie your husband wears to work. Sometimes. OOP: I'm seeing that. I feel for these people. Wonder what their relationships are like. Geez. And NBSP. This is a repost sub. I am not OOP. My husband and I spent quite some time laughing at some of these comments, so thank you for that. Is there a memo going around where all updates have to include some variation of this? I tend to fall asleep early. He'll only play if I fall asleep before 1 a.m. Since when is falling asleep at 1 a.m. considered early? Edit. I did forget about late night shift workers. That's on me. I would describe myself as a fairly heavy gamer. I even play after my so falls asleep just like this guy, but I have never once felt the urge to take a console on holiday. The amount of extra weight and luggage space. The setup time. Especially if you're going to be staying in more than one place. The risk of damage to the console as you're traveling around. All that so you can play for 2 hours after your wife falls asleep? Just buy a bloody handheld. Off topic. But she's waiting for all the same games I am. Lol. I'm still playing while I wait though. Oop needs to find out about Baldur's Gate 3 lol. Never clarified the overlap of working hours. Which would give a lot of context here. If he finishes work 56 hours after her, it's reasonable. Also, wouldn't she wake up earlier than him and have to entertain herself with that free time? Odd one all round. I don't know, there are YTA responses when the whole situation has no crazy drama or terrible people. All I see is just a couple having a simple conflict, but at the end, it's all okay. I would have said not to bring it because I'm assuming it's one of the newer ones. And the newer consoles don't travel as well as the older models of consoles did. Got my wife Baldur's Gate 3 when we got back from our honeymoon in Jan. I realize now, after 150 plus hours of gameplay, that it was a good call we made to leave gaming out of our Dublin trip LMAO. We've had, like, maybe 10 full, regular conversations while she's playing that made it past a sentence or two. Oh hey. I see you're organizing your inventory between battles, looting, wiping out entire races. What do you want to do this week? Me. Huh? Wife. I brought books to read on my honeymoon. Others play games on their phones. This really isn't that much different. This is pretty funny to me. My husband and I both game. And bringing a console sounds great. When we took our honeymoon, it was a beautiful cabin on a lake. Huge tub-in room with king bed and fireplace. It was beautiful. And got kinda boring. Especially when hubby requires more sleep than me. By day 3 we were at Target getting Legos and cards to play at night. This was before smartphones. Nowadays, I'd have a phone, tablet, and we'd probably bring our Nintendo Switch. Tears of joy. I'm going to lay down a ruling that if it involves air travel then no video games. If it's just a drive upstate from wherever. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't think Op is wrong to ask there so if they truly have to bring it. But also not a hill worth dying on if they push back. I don't get why people were so hung up on the timing of the honeymoon. My husband and I took ours a year and a half after we got married. Timing was better. I get why people who didn't actually read past the title would have a knee-jerk, dump his ass reaction. But nighttime rituals are pretty important to some people. Myself included. Oof, I saw the games Oop plays, is waiting to play. Girl, you're gonna be waiting a long time for a new installment of those games. Try BG3 instead. He's nuts. I wouldn't travel with a whole-ass console and I game like hell. Too likely something happens and it gets bricked. I'd be terrified. Get a handheld, my guy. Him bringing his Xbox is no different than bringing a book to read. You fall asleep. He's not tired yet so he plays a game. Or reads a book. He's allowed to do whatever he wants without having to justify himself to you or anyone. Thus my decision. Wow, what a benevolent leader. Communication for the win. Lol, my wife and I are having a good laugh just at the title.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AITAH is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.